Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be testing out Cyberpunk 2077 on the RTX 5060, primarily in a Dogtown area of the map. So we get to see how intense it's going to be. I'm also curious to see it. So you guys can see the system specs right here, 5060, the MSI Shadow version of the card with a 9000 X3D and 64 GB of DDR5 memory. Nothing is overclock, everything is base speeds. And we also get to see the limitations of an 8 GB card while using DLSS 4.5, because that's what I'm going to be testing in this video. So let's just go ahead and make sure it is on DLSS 4.5. So DLSS override preset for Cyberpunk is preset K. I'm set to. I'm going to change that to preset M. So we are forcing DLSS 4.5. I know it's not ideal for an 8 GB card, but this is why I'm showing it in this video, so that you guys can get an idea of how the latest technology runs on an 8 GB card on the latest GPU lineup, So this will also show you why 8 GB cards are not going to be enough for the latest technology. So let's jump into it on 4K, 1440p and 1080p. Okay, so we're in the game. We'll start it off on ultra settings. So we can show you right here, ultra settings with psycho reflections and DLSS quality. And again, this is DLSS 4.5. It's going to be really intensive. So let's see, this is 4K. Here you go. We have the Nvidia latency meter on the top right, and also the overlay from Steam to get the fake frames indicator when we turn on FrameJet. So that's there. Okay, let's go. And oh boy, off to a rough start. 8 FPS, immediately maxing out. Oh wait, never mind. 29 FPS, okay. Yeah, I just had to let it cook for a bit. Yeah, 30 FPS without any ray tracing or anything. I thought it was going to be even worse, but yeah, this is better than I expected. Not gonna lie. So this is the entrance of Dogtown right there. That's the gate. 26 FPS. Go over a normal route. Gonna take a left from here. 28 FPS. It's with 78 milliseconds. That is not great, but it is like okay, not playable. And again, this is the most intensive area in the entire game. So I'm not gonna lie, I expected even less. Especially on 4K with DLSS quality, so just upscale from 1440p, but still not as bad as I was expecting. Yes, the GPU is maxed out, no doubt about it, but that's how it is. I don't want to test it on native 4K because it's going to be really intensive. Or just for the sake of it, let's just try. Yeah, it's gonna break because I probably have to restart the game, or maybe just let it sit for a bit. Okay, there you go. Because usually when you do like such intensive jumps, what usually happens is there's going to be a VRAM system leak that spills the VRAM into the system memory. So it has to do some kind of system sharing to adjust. And as you guys can see, we are using now 27 GB of RAM as to adjust. We're getting 11 FPS on native DLAA and ultra settings. I mean, can't do much about it, so that's all you can get if you max it out. Not max it out on DLAA on ultra settings. So yeah, no point in doing that. So just go to performance mode. Still on ultra settings. Now we're upscaled from 1080p. So that will get us to 32 FPS. That's it. No, we're getting 41. So don't panic if you're not getting straight up the FPS that you're expecting. Just after applying the settings, just wait a little bit, like a couple of seconds, and it should build up. See, now we're getting almost 40 FPS. 40 FPS is better than 20 FPS, that's for sure. So, and this is upscaled from 1080p, and everything looks really sharp, thanks to DLSS 4.5, So yeah, this is really good. 55 latency. It's not a 60 FPS experience, but this is playable, passable, or serviceable if you want to call it that. Man, this game just looks gorgeous. Alright, so that's on ultra settings. So what about high settings? Actually, I'm going to go to low settings just to see if we can actually get 60 FPS or even close to 60 FPS on low settings on 4K. I'm just curious. Probably not, but let's see. So on 4K, if you keep it on low settings, you can barely get 30 FPS. which is expected, you know. And again, you can expect at least 5 to 6 FPS better performance on the other side of the map. But yeah, man, the game looks absolutely fantastic on these settings, man. Of course, somebody's getting shot up over there. Even on low settings, this game looks so good. This game looks, right now, it looks better than High on Life 2 on very high settings. And this is low settings. So imagine that. And it runs better on 4K native than that game ever did. So that tells you something, isn't it? So I'm just gonna leave the car right here and get a good view of the city. Yeah, it's not much of a dip or anything, still saying the same FPS, so pretty good. 30 FPS is all you can get on native 4K low settings with DLSS 4.5. And now let's see what's gonna be the best settings to play this game on 4K if you ever try to. It's not recommended at all. It's an 8GB card. With DLSS 4.5, performance mode is going to be the best option anyways. So I'm going to go to high settings, performance DLSS, and then apply that. Let's just see how it's going to be without frame gen first, and then we'll turn on frame gen. So with that, we can almost get to 60 FPS, which is a good sign. So that means we will have a solid base to start off on. So 63, so you can get 60 plus on high settings. But yeah, now you can see like this slight shimmering going on, but it's not noticeable at all. You barely notice it. Look at this place. Always fascinating to look at. So yeah, 60 FPS off the bat, like I say, and everything looks sharp. Again, thanks to DLSS 4.5, this is perfectly playable on 4K. High settings, DLSS performance without any frame gen. You can already play the game like this. No issues whatsoever. With the 38 milliseconds latency, absolutely playable. But what about turning on frame gen? So let's frame gen, let's start on 2x. Should be more than enough. Yes, so that takes it to 89, almost 90 FPS. Feels pretty smooth. You can see the latency is almost 50 milliseconds. It's not the best. You need a 40, like sub 30 to 45, max 50 milliseconds to have the best latency gameplay. But 51 is pretty doable. No, not terrible at all. I'm getting 91 FPS. So I'd say, man, if you have a 50-60, if you wanna try gaming on 4K Cyberpunk, you can do it with 2x frame gen and high settings. This is still high settings. So it's really doable. Let's hop back into the car and roam around a little bit more. 85 FPS, man. I'd say this is the perfect spot. You don't have to go down below this. And I wouldn't, you know. And yeah, that's gonna be my recommended setting right there. What about 4x frame gen, just for the sake of it? Because why not? Give it a few seconds, it's gonna build it up. There you go, 144 FPS. So high refresh rate right there, but it's still upscaled from 36 base frames. So the latency is really noticeable compared to 2x. You can see from 50 it's up to 60 now. Fluctuating between 50 and 60. But it's not terrible, it's still playable, you know. 140 FPS. I don't know why you need all of this FPS on a single player game, but there you go. In case if you guys were curious about it, you know. 4x frame gen. But yeah, now the imperfections of the frame gen is kind of a little bit more visible if you just look at it under the car. There's a lot of blurriness over there. Other than that, there's nothing else that's gonna catch your eye like that. So not terrible, man. It's still a playable experience on 4K. Pretty impressive. And now for the one last test. You know how it is if you're new to the channel. We do this 4x frame gen on ultra performance low to see the maximum FPS we can get on each of the resolutions. It's just a tradition in my channel. So there you go, 4x frame gen ultra performance and low settings on 4K. 183 FPS, so from high to low we are getting 181 FPS. And now the latency is much better, 43. So now this upscale from 720p and getting 175 FPS, so you can max out your 165 Hz monitor. Now if that's what you want to do with the Cyberpunk, you can do that. Man, these guys are going at it. Okay, okay. Dog fights all around, man. It's the reason why they call this place the Dogtown. So now it's dependent on your CPU because it's 720p. It's still really good to see. Still, you're like maxing out, almost maxing out the GPU at 98%. So there you have it. 185 FPS. You can get it in Dogtown on low settings with 4x frame gen. So that's 4K. Now let's move on to 1440p. Okay, I'm impressed so far. Let's see. Okay, now we're on 1440p. Just curious to see how it's going to be. I'll max it out on ray tracing overdrive with path tracing turned on, and it's 1440p. And you can see without frame gen and DLSS performance mode, because let's be honest here, it's not going to be able to pull off anything if it's on native settings. So performance mode on transformer model and 1440p. So let's see. I think it's 720p upscaled right now, or 540p. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's see, man. Kind of curious if we can ever pull off path tracing on 1440p with this GPU. Okay, 36 FPS, but it feels kind of terrible though. Not gonna lie. 35 FPS. And yes, it doesn't look that sharp either. It's kind of meh. You know? Yeah, it's not a pleasant experience. You can see the latency is going up 200 milliseconds because we are VRAM bottlenecked at this point. You need at least 12 GB of VRAM to even start doing any decent path tracing in this game. I mean, in any game. So I just wanted to test it out, and it's not a good experience, as you guys can see. Oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. Come on. Whatever. It's a heavily armored car, I don't care. 28 FPS, all you can get on performance mode though. Not even native 1440p. So path tracing or ray tracing overdrive, not worth it at all on the 5060. Even if you go to ultra performance, let me see. In ultra performance you can actually get to 60 FPS. Okay. 36 milliseconds. Oh, okay. No, never mind. It's gonna drop down to 49, 50. Yeah, I'm still really VRAM hungry at this point. 43 FPS. And now look, man, now you can see the tree right there. You can see all the artifacting and shimmering and ghosting and all of that stuff going on around it. So it's not worth it. And even with path tracing on these settings, the game just looks worse compared to just playing it on a higher resolution with more crisper visuals and fidelity, you know. So path tracing is definitely not worth it on 1440p on a 5060. So let's just bump it down to maybe. Let me just go to high settings first and try DLAA just to see if we can pull off 60 FPS without any upscaling. And only 37 FPS. So high settings won't actually get you to 60 FPS on DLSS 4.5, which is a bummer. But again, it's not that bummer because I don't recommend you forcing preset M on Cyberpunk or any game with a 5060 on an 8GB card, because you're just losing out on performance for no reason. It's always best to just keep it on recommended settings so that it's usually on preset K on native and then preset M when you're on DLSS performance. It's the recommended settings by Nvidia to use DLSS 4.5 so that you don't lose any visual clarity or anything using performance mode, but still getting the best performance on DLSS 4 on native settings. That's the whole idea, right? So this is not the way to go. But still curious to see how it's going to be on 4.5. Even on high settings, not enough for 60 FPS. So what about quality? Yeah, on quality, definitely playable. See how it jumped from 30 to 80 FPS, just like that. So yeah, native DLAA definitely not the way to go. Quality, yeah, just go for quality mode on high settings. You are having a great experience right here. 32 milliseconds, excellent. This is high settings though, so pretty sure if we go to ultra, so it's ultra now. Let's max out screen space reflections and give it a few seconds. Okay, so on this quality doesn't, ultra settings might be a little bit too much on his 8 GB card, man, because you know, not able to get that 30 FPS mark even. So yeah, this is not good. On ultra settings, I thought it was gonna be doable, but I don't think so. What if we turn this to just ultra? Is that gonna make any difference? I don't think so. It does. Oh, so don't ever max out the screen space reflections to psycho on ultra settings. Then you should be fine, because enabling that reduced 30 FPS just like that. That's insane. So ultra settings is definitely possible, guys. Just gotta turn that shit to high settings or ultra. Do not use psycho over there. What the hell is going on over here? Oh my gosh. Let me out of there, man. So, you see that jump? That was insane, so.
Target's gone dark. Keep your eyes peeled. This ain't over.
Target's gone dark. Bro, I'm out here in the broad daylight. 53 FPS. So, there you go. It is actually possible. Now let's turn on some frame generation. 2x, of course. And again, do not max this out. You're losing about 30 FPS. Crazy. So there you go. Ultra settings, 2x frame gen, 93 FPS. There you go. That's a really sweet spot right there. So what seems to be the case is 2x frame gen and then ultra settings is the best way to go on the 5060, even on 1440p. And again, this is DLSS quality, and on 4K was DLSS performance. But again, the game looks pretty okay thanks to 4.5. So I just get out again and roam around. So while roaming around, you're still getting close to 100 FPS. You can see it's upscale from oh shit, that's fine. Scale from 47 FPS base, looking absolutely fantastic. 102 even, so really playable right here. Do I even need to go to 4x? I don't think so, but let's go. Again, this is going to be my recommended settings. You don't need to go anything down below this. Should be perfectly fine on 1440p. 4x will take you to 165. Upscale from 37 FPS here with 58 milliseconds latency. You can feel that for sure, but not terrible. Gambling. What happened to the B? Just walking around in this game, man. It's pretty fun. So there you have it, 161 FPS with 4x frame gen. Still pretty good. I wouldn't go below these settings anyway, so solid on 1440p. And as you guys know, I'm gonna go 4x frame gen and go all the way to low and ultra performance. Let's see what's the maximum we can get on 1440p. 286 FPS. Wow. Not bad at all. 287, 290. Can we get to 300? Battle Cup, yeah, there you go. 318, 320. Yeah. Amazing. With the 31 milliseconds, absolutely playable. But again, not necessary. Just keep it on ultra settings, DLSS quality, and 2x frame gen. Seems to be the sweet spot for 1440p with the 5060. Really good right there. So now let's go to 1080p and see. It's gonna be the settings people mostly gonna be playing on a 5060, so 1080p next. Alright, we're on 1080p now. I'm gonna go ahead and change it to ray tracing overdrive again and keep it on DLSS quality. I'm just curious. Or maybe performance, not frame gen. Is there any chance we can do path tracing with the 5060 in Dogtown? Max everything out. I know this thing is intensive, like really intensive as you guys saw, but I'm just gonna max it out. So this is now upscaled from 540p, 1080p upscaled from performance mode. So let's see. 42. So again, not gonna be able to pull off 60 FPS with path tracing maxed out, and now it looks terrible with 100 something milliseconds latency. So just not it, man. And the game looks way more uglier because the shadows would look much more softer with the path tracing turned on. So yeah, it's not worth it. Now it looks so much softer on the edges on everything because of the ray tracing and stuff. So 27 FPS, terrible. Even going to ultra performance, I don't think it's gonna be doable. 47, 48. Oh wait, 90 FPS. See, it's fluctuating because it has that slight little headroom for the VRAM. You can see 7.5, not like maxing it out. So that's why it's trying to allocate more memory to run the game better, but just kicks back into that panic mode to allocate more memory for the system. I see, now it's 81. But as soon as you start moving around, it's going to go down to 38. So shows you, man, if it had more than 8 GB of VRAM, at least 12 GB, should have been playing this game on 80 FPS on these settings. But yeah, you see, this is why 8 GB is not enough, especially on a card that supports the latest technology. Come on, Nvidia, what the hell are you guys doing? See, it's now 82. It's gonna drop down again. See, it's a VRAM bottleneck right here. So that's path tracing maxed out. Oh, great. So what can actually get us to 60 FPS native? High settings? Let me try medium. So medium, DLAA. Let me see. And there you go. Now since we have more than 1 GB of VRAM to breathe, the game runs pretty flawlessly. 34 milliseconds and 73 FPS on 1080p. Medium settings. That's the raw rasterization power with DLSS 4.5 on a 5060. So there you have it. You gotta go down to medium settings to actually get a always 68 plus FPS experience, unfortunately. High settings, I don't think it's gonna be doable, but let's see. High settings, it's still doable though. 78. Yeah, so medium and high settings, just stick with high settings. Why do you want to go to medium if high is doable? Yeah, high is definitely doable on 1080p. Now it's using 7 gigabytes of video memory right there. Just trying to get back to my car right here. Where did I even lose the car at? I don't even know. But here you can see it's 66 FPS. Where was my car at? I forgot, guys, but yeah, 71 FPS. Can still drop down below that, but gonna be a big issue. Say just keep it on DLSS quality and go to ultra settings. And again, do not max this out. This is quality ultra settings. Yep, there you go. 107 FPS. Just amazing. Still looks pretty sharp for a 1080p visual. Looks great. 25 milliseconds, absolutely perfect. No latency whatsoever. Smooth as butter. But yeah, this is totally playable. You don't even have to turn on frame gen over here. But on 1080p you don't need frame gen, but let's test it out, because why not? I do DLAA and 2x frame gen. It's not that great. You can see only 50 FPS. You are still VRAM limited right here. 52, 50 FPS on 2x frame gen. Now we're upscaled from 24 FPS. So DLAA is not a good idea on ultra settings. You gotta go to quality mode, man, to actually get the best out of it, unfortunately. Oh, that's our car right there. I found it finally. So, say keep it on DLSS quality. That's going to be the best way. On 1080p. Now it's actually upscaled from 720p, but you get the idea. See the difference? 172 instead of 50 with the best latency, because we're still getting 81 FPS base frames. 34 milliseconds. Absolutely fantastic. And there you have it, man. This is gonna be the recommended settings from me to play Cyberpunk. Even without frame gen, you can play it on 1080p. As you guys saw, you can even play the game on 4K if you wanted to. On performance mode, the game's gonna still look pretty sharp because of DLSS 4.5. So really playable. And 4x frame gen. Don't go below quality mode, because it's gonna look pretty terrible. So this is a sweet spot for 1080p. Not 4x frame gen, but 2x frame gen. Now 4x frame gen, you can get 270 FPS. Still pretty good latency, not terrible. Still pretty responsive. It's really responsive on a keyboard and mouse. You can already imagine how it's going to be on a controller. It's going to be zero latency. This is really doable. 260 FPS is maxing out my screen refresh rate at 240 Hertz. So really great right there. And now for the final test, you guys already know. Ultra performance, 4x frame gen and low settings. Let's see. So now it's upscaled from 360p to 1080p. You can get 400 FPS with a 5060. Wow, with 30 milliseconds. Again, absolutely pointless to do this, especially in a game like Cyberpunk, but here you go. Guys, if you were curious how much FPS we can pull it off in Dogtown. So 370, 380, it's gonna be above 350 for sure all the time. And it feels amazing as well. If you go inside these buildings, you can see you're getting 430 FPS and stuff, so not that intensive inside, but outside it is. So there you go. RTX 5060 in Cyberpunk Dogtown. What do you guys think about it, man? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you like this type of content, consider subscribing. I'll be doing videos every day, testing out the different games on different GPUs and stuff. So leave a like if you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are having a great time wherever you are. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy and peace out.